What's going on, Simply A, sweetheart? Just drop by to say good morning, beautiful. Hope you're feeling better. Gonna go and get me a little more rest. Stay blessed. Have a peaceful sleep, baby. Thank you, honey. Love you so much.
diverse enough response.
Good morning, guys. How are you? Just waking up, just trying to start my day. Happy inauguration day, guys. I'm trying to catch up. I'm just really waking up, and comments is simply a sweetheart. Is this TV too loud, guys? If it is, let me know. I hope you guys can hear me because I just installed a new software on my computer. And I'm sorry, I just washed my hair, guys, so please excuse my appearance, but welcome to my humble home. Just dropped by to say good morning, beautiful. Smiley face. Hope you're feeling better. Gonna go and give me a little more rest. Stay blessed. And this is coming from Simply a Sweetheart. Thank you, honey. Charlene Rose. Good morning, beautiful. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, honey. You too. You have no sound. I was mute. I was doing some stuff. I didn't want, you guys hear this or whatever. I didn't know. In other words, I was a little busy.
Crazies who stormed the Capitol. That's a very small
true to our roots. Damn, you are a beautiful, fine chocolate sister. Well, thank you, true to our roots. Thank you. Got me blushing this morning. God bless you. Oh my God, you guys are so wonderful. Thank you. For friends like you, man. You see why I got the. You have no sound. I have. Okay, now I can hear. Yes, it's kind of loud. Okay, let me turn the TV down. Give me 1 minute.
His approach
if I can find the remote, guys, I need to clean up my dirty ass house. That's what I'm doing today. But I hope you guys are having a blessed hump day as soon as I find the remote. Guys, oh my God. And just like I said, I just installed a new mic and a new sound drive on my HP laptop, so bear with me. I know it's much better than the other bullshit back there. I think matter of fact, I'm gonna have me a sweepstakes probably this week. I'm giving a free Google Chrome laptop. Let me show you guys.
Capitol, where Barack Obama was inaugurated the first black president of the United States back in 2008. And David Muir, he's sent out a tweet. That's the way we communicate these days.
I'm giving it away. Who want it? Who want it? Put in the chat. Do you want a new HP? I use this thing for school, guys, and I have so many computers because I'm a techie. But I'm gonna have a sweepstakes for this. I don't know. I got to get with my mods, my top mods, my senior mods, and you guys come up with some kind of a strategy how we can get this out to someone that needs a laptop. Be right back, guys. I'm still trying to find a remote.
History with him as his vice president. Joe Biden has talked about his mother. There's the image that Barack Obama just tweeted out. His mother, Jean Finnegan, who, when Joe Biden was deciding whether to say yes to this offer to be Barack Obama's vice president, she said, wait a minute, the first black man to be president of the United States, and you're even considering this? Game, set, match. The answer is yes. And Hillary Clinton sending out messages this morning as well, saying, I can't wait to call him President Obama. That made the rounds. Hundreds of thousands have sort of weighed in on this one. And it was a photo of Kamala Harris, and she wrote, let's just sit with this for a moment and what this means.
Tomorrow, if that's better, give me a thumbs up, guys.
First woman sworn in as vice president of the United States. And with so much vitriol, obviously, in the polarization of America, it was interesting just to see some of the comments underneath that. A lot of people thanking Hillary Clinton for some of the path that she has paved. And Joe Biden famously.
Hey, Charlene, is that too loud now?
Talked about his empathy.
Is it? Because I'm trying to watch the inauguration, guys. I have to watch the inauguration because, like I said, I'm still on call, guys. I'm officially retired, but I got to do this day right here, the last day of duty for me. So I got to keep my eyes on this and try to make sure that I'm doing what's right by, trying to give you guys respect. If it's too loud, please let me know. I think I already know what's wrong for me. The sound, you guys can keep your sound quality between 70 and 80%. You have better control of your mic. How's that? If that's better, give me one of those thumbs up, please. I hope so, guys. I'm tired as hell. My hair is a hot mess. Oh my God, I washed it.
He thought she was the stronger candidate, and also, of course, Joe Biden. Racked by grief, as he himself acknowledged at that time from the death of his son, Bo. But Biden is clearly proud.
Thank you, Simply a Sweetheart.
That he was Barack Obama's vice president, and now that he has chosen.
Are you guys watching the inauguration?
Woman, black, and American of South Asian descent to be vice president.
Thank you, guys.
Joe Biden's a bridge. He's a bridge from an America where power and high office was almost exclusively white and male. To an America that's emerging with struggle and difficulty. And he's a man you wouldn't have expected. Well, but I think that's exactly right. Yet, And Byron Pitt says that this always turns out to be the case in retrospect. The man finds the moment.
I got a crook in my neck laying on that damn chair.
Oh, it's absolutely true, George. I mean,
No, I don't do politics. Charlene, I don't blame you. If I had that choice, I would do the same thing. I'm a retiring surgeon major, so I have to watch it. So I can keep you safe. Well, my scalp itches so bad, guys. My hair growing like hell. But I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. How's that? Is that better, everybody? Well, my scalp is itching bad, y'all. I got condition on it, VO5, and my hair it doesn't take long to dry, but it's cold. I should just blow dry, but I don't feel like it. But anyway, my own hair issues. My, my hair got a mind of its own. But anyway, I'm just gonna put this shit up, this puppy up. I meant to say, no cussing. Hey guys, I'm gonna chill for a minute, watch the inauguration. I'll be checking. I've had brain surgery and don't understand a lot. What do you say, Charlene? You actually had brain surgery, honey? I'm so sorry to hear it. Hope you have a speedy recovery. I'm praying for you, honey. Prayers up. Oh, it's fine. That was my volume that was up too high. Sorry about that. You okay, sweetheart? No problem. Me, I'm a techie. It don't bother me at all. I'm gonna watch it later, I think, or catch up with the reaction videos that will be made later on today. You see, I'm already starting one because knowledge is key. We got to know what's going on in our community. I know you don't do politics, and I understand that that's your political right, Charlene. It really is. But for me, I'll do politics. I have to. I'm coming out, retiring from the army, active duty. So, and hopefully this is the last that I have to give a damn about top politics. Because tomorrow will be a different day. But really, what's done is done, guys. Really, it is. I'm just praying that nobody get hurt. That's all. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on mute for a bit because I want to watch the election. So, you guys, I'll check periodically. I'm not gonna shut down the stream. I'm just gonna put it on mute because if you guys got something to say, I'll come back and check about every 5-10 minutes. But I got to find out what's going on because I want to watch the inauguration. I'm looking for what's his name? Oh God, I love. He's a favorite rapper of mine. Oh, you don't got to go, honey. Take care. Now, but oh, you are always welcome to stay. I'm gonna put it on mute. I mean, you guys know I got. You guys know I love you. But if you got to go, I understand, Charlene. You have a blessed day, honey. Thank you for dropping by. Much love, sister. I ain't even turned anything on yet. I got my TV on mute, not this on mute. I can. Only thing I'm waiting for this phone not to ring. Pray that this phone don't ring, because if it does, I got a picture of me rolling, and I want to spend my last. Yeah, Lil Wayne. Yes, I love me some Lil Wayne. Have they Lil Wayne unwrapped already for Donald Trump? I'm just catching up, honey. I'm just really waking up. Oh, and guess what? I got that part he wanted. Lil Wayne by Trump. Yeah, cool. Yes, I love Lil Wayne. I'm glad he got that part. It's Weezy, baby. Good morning, my beautiful sister Stacy in chat. Good morning, DJ Vibes. How are you? All right, guys. My mission today is quit smoking cigarettes. So, and that's why I cough a lot because my uncle said these cigarettes are too strong for me. But see, I'm a black woman. I don't know why I like Newports. I just, like them. Because the reason why I say that, I try to be funny. I think I'm trying to be a little Dave Chappelle. He had a little show on. It's the Dave Chappelle show. He said, "Why do black folks like menthol?" And then one lady says something, and another says something. He's like, and then the other guy said, "I don't know. We don't know. We just do." But I'm not a comedian like Dave Chappelle. So, but I thought it was quite funny. Oh yeah, my favorite one is when they Dear Fear Factor when Tyrone is cracking head Went to he said, "What about my feet, Joe Rogan? What about my feet?" That shit was funny, man. Well, I'm Rick James, bitch. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. He was a great comedian. I like him, man. Man, one thing about me, I love comedy. I do. Lord Jesus, I love somebody can make me laugh. And if I go way back in time, I can think of old school Rich Pryor. Shit. Oh my God, Dolomite. Oh my gosh, y'all better watch out now. That's North Carolina, baby, right there. Fred Sanford, the Chitlin Circuit. Oh my goodness, I know so much about comedy. I just love it. Oh yeah, I saw that too. And if you can make me laugh, I love to make you laugh because that's what the world needs now is love and laughter. People don't got too damn serious about politics for real, yo. The Capitol and all this. I just pray that nobody get hurt today. Oh, from North Carolina. What part of North Carolina you at, DJ Vibes? Vibes, I got to check out your channel too, babe. I know I'm subscribed to you for a long time. And I know I've seen it. I know it's great. But are you like a cyber DJ or something? That's what popping. Fuck with me and make some money. I like that Cardi B too, y'all. I like anything by Master P. And do y'all know that they're gonna let C Murder out and Suge Knight to kill Tupac Shakur? I mean, he had something to do with it. If anything about R&B and music, god dang it, I know it. And that's a damn shame you're gonna let Suge Knight out. Fuck. You didn't let all these innocent brothers and sisters who's incarcerating that motherfucker. That's what they need to do. Like the one with child support. God damn, I know a lot of people got my husband owed me child support. But you know what? If a man got to sit there and question himself about paying himself, let God deal with it. Some things, come on, I'm just saying my personal opinion on it. But I think, if you're innocent, you don't have no business to be locked up. And I think the states and the government should pay innocent brothers and sisters locked up for some bullshit. All these goddamn crazy ass serial killers around this motherfucker, yo. Somebody need to set it out. What they ought to do is have a firing squad, in my opinion now. And everybody that kills somebody, let the U.S. Rangers deal with it. Bam! I bet you I won't miss, God damn it. No, that was a joke. I don't mean all of that. I'm just saying some things don't make sense. Please me for cussing you guys. I'm gonna do some push-ups. I promise you. Yeah, I already gave myself $10 in my cuss already. So be the troll, Stacy. I just did. And I left. I think I lost somebody because I didn't mean to say the GD word. You guys gotta forgive me. I suck at being funny. I told y'all. But I hope you guys are having a blessed day because I am. God woke me up this morning. That's all I think. That's all I ask Him for. I'm thankful for life itself. Life is beautiful, honey. In spite of, but it's still beautiful. A lot of innocent black men behind bars. Yes, it is, my sister. It is. A lot of innocent white men are behind bars also. There's a lot of innocent people in prison right now. And I think that the United States ought to pay these innocent people. And it's a doggone shame. Oh, God, the band is playing. Y'all got to step back. Love y'all. Give me a minute.
January 6th, when they come and formally count the votes in the joint session of Congress. A very strange idea. There were a couple of lawyers who.
Man, I did so many push ups this morning for cussing. Lord, I got muscle failure. I'm just shaking. Boy, them guns gonna look good in 90 days. Well, DJ, Vibes, can you drop your link for me, please? I want to check out your channel, honey.
The president became enraged.
I sound like you a DJ. Y'all see, is that George W. Bush? Oh, he dead. I'm sorry, Lord, have mercy. I'm behind the power curve. I thought that was the former George W. Bush Sr. But somebody on there, the inauguration right now, they got a ball spot like he had in 1980. Oh, that's why I joined on because that Oliver North bullshit. I knew I was gonna be a soldier anyway when I came out my mama's tiny. So that's always been a dream and a passion for me. Okay, guys, you know what? If you guys can, please show love to DJ Vibes. I know he's please, let's go show love. Let's check out his channel. I'm going there now. Y'all give me a minute. I want to see what he got. I need to use this yard stream so we all can see. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to you, baby. Ooh, you fine as fuck. I got a man though. Well, somewhat. We just broke up last night for 1,000 time. Oh yeah, that's hot, baby. Yes, I like this shit, yo. Y'all, I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna push the notification bell too. Y'all go ahead and show DJ some love. I like that, yo. That keep me calm from cussing my boyfriend out. And he fine as fuck too. Yes. Push that notification bell. Thank you, my brother, for having a great channel. I love music. So I'm gonna watch one of your videos right quick. A 2 minute 30 one. Yes. I'm gonna play it in the background, but I'm gonna tell you, ooh, that's Mary J. Blige. He made. Oh yes, I'm gonna give you thumbs up. He one of my favorites R&B single, and I'm gonna share that on Twitter and Facebook. That is Cyber DJ. Yeah, yeah. I like that. That's what's hot. That's hot. But you know what, guys? I mean, if you're gonna go to somebody's page and look at the video, be nice enough to look at the whole video because you know, content like this is awesome. And if you love somebody's channel, look at the whole thing, and then leave a nice comment. I shared you out, boo. And all my social media. That's a lot of them. Even AK Army. And I know a lot of people love this type of music. So it's worth it for me. I love this shit. Them retweet it. Yeah. He got me bouncing, y'all. Oh, hell. Yep. Oh, God, look at that. Yes. I love it. I love it. Hey. What we are is plastic, you know it, because your attitude shows it. Fellas, if you get a girl and she treats you right. I'm sorry, y'all. I got caught up in DJ Valet's YouTube, and it's hot. So let me I got too many windows open up, guys. I done shared y'all, boo. I'm sure you got some probably got some other music like rock and stuff. I'm gonna check that out later though. Leave my comment. Oh yes. That's what's popping, bro. Oh, he old school. Oh yes, honey. Woo! I love that shit. Yes. Steve Harvey like this song, y'all. I hope he's seeing my Twitter. Get that brother there some love. He deserve it. That is popping, honey. Can't do your mind. Hot damn, I like that. My mama didn't like that too. My whole family like old school music like that. That's how we get down in the North Kakalaki, that dirty South stuff. Yes, that's hot. I love that. Okay, comment. Yes, and thumbs up. Yeah. But anyway, that's that, guys. So this one video. I want to look at this whole channel, but I got some stuff to do. I'm gonna look at you tonight, DJ. Put you on uh, uh my playback list. That's hot. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that for good music. Oh, I got you, honey. Oh, your next thing when you are you going live today, DJ Vibes? If you are, I'm there, honey. I am there. You guys show him some love. Come on, that's what we do. I'm a love growth channel type of person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for views and money. I just like to get some good music and good channels out there to everybody that I know, and there's a lot of people I know. Look at that. Somebody already said something. That's all right. Anybody else? Y'all can drop your links, get to know one another. Hey, that's what we do. Let's go, let's grow, let's grow. That's YouTube family, baby. Appreciate it, guys. I love you so much. If I can do anything for you guys, just leave it in the comments. Let me know, or even on my live stream. I'm gonna check. I'm always on social media somewhere. Most of you guys know that anyway. So, oh boy, I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do today, guys. This is my first day I can actually sit home and enjoy it without worrying about a phone ringing. Oh, let me go back and read the chat. I might have missed something. He said, I'm already subbed to DJ. All right, simply a sweetheart. Thank you also. I was subbed already. Okay, thank you, DJ Vibes. He said, okay, I was already subbed to you at simply unsub and sub back and you re-hit the bell. I wasn't getting your notification. Let me tell you something about YouTube. They are sucking at notifications. They really do suck sometimes. But sometimes the YouTube is just YouTube. That's all I can say. But hey, thank God for great content makers like you guys, because you guys make YouTube worthwhile me looking. I love it, really do. DJ Vibes said he's going live tomorrow. How often do you go live? Are you live every day? You just go whenever you can? Because I would like to be there. Because you see what I'm doing, nothing. And tomorrow I'm officially retired. Yes, 35 years and some odd days and change. But my wake up is one day in the wake up today. Then it's smelling from smooth sailing from here. Anything that you want from me. The eyes of the buzzer was popping, honey. I love this thing. I do. But I ain't gonna sing it funny. I don't want y'all ears to bleed like God the good one. I love God the good one, but sometimes he can just get tough. Well, he take you to something else. Like, damn, my ears bleeding. But I love this dude. You know, I'm a moderator of this channel, so let me stop God the good one. Might be looking in. I love you, God the good one. But you good to play my Kirk Cobain this morning. And he was giving away tambourines. I said, boy, I'm glad that he's in England somewhere because he's been in America with that tambourine. Us black folks would say like, oh shit. I don't know how much you guys in the church, but in the black Baptist churches, with tambourine, that means he must be gay. I got that from Medea. Who is it? Mr. Brown, the Browns. To me, a man now. This is a joke. I'm just trying to make a little fun. I don't have the right to pick out anyone. I love everybody unless you give me reasons not to. But anyhow, oh wow. DJ Robert's laughing. Love you so much, honey. Yeah. Somebody called me earlier. I wonder who it was. I got to check my voicemail. Twice a week normally. Okay, that's cool. Oh, thank you, DJ Vibes. I mean, guess it was the way I was raised. Give respect and treat folks like you want to be treated. Be yourself. And don't fear anything except God. But military. It. Katie Rubin. Oh, um, what was I saying? Oh, it's just the way I was brought up. Give folks respect because where I come from, North Carolina, you disrespect anybody, you're gonna get your ass knocked out. I mean, from your parents, that is. Yeah, but I don't know who it was that called me. Hello, Stacey. This is Travis Myers with my computer career. I see you missed your appointment. Oh shit! I had an interview. You don't want to piss me right now. Hi, Stacey. I see you started the application. Okay, yeah. I was just reading some of my text messages, trying to make sure that General Francis Wilson ain't calling me because if she do, I know I done had a bad fucking day. So I'm gonna put this phone down, y'all. I want a good day. I don't want to go nowhere. I want to go home on my turn, not because Uncle Sam say so. Well, so far the inauguration looks good, guys. There's enough security at Washington D.C. to take out. I'm not even worried about that. I'm not. Everything's gonna be a copacetic day. Well, everybody's so quiet. Y'all mods. Y'all can say whatever y'all like. Don't wait for me to say something because I'll be like, okay. I'm not a very talkative person unless somebody's talking to me. So, and I'll be like, okay, I got to let me go watch the inauguration. I don't want to be, I mean, rude, so you guys can, whatever. Anybody got any questions for me or shoot? I mean, what do you? I mean, matter of fact, what is the temperature where y'all at? DJ Vibez, you said you were in Charlotte. I mean, North Carolina. Excuse me. I'm in Charlotte. Matter of fact, hell, shit. You look at me. I'm about what 2 miles from South Carolina, Chesterfield, South Carolina. I'm in a place called Morven, North Carolina. Chesterfield, South Carolina. Terrell. It's about. Let me see. Charlotte's about 30 minutes from here, but I'm like 30 minutes from Fayetteville, so I'm like right there at the border of North South Carolina. So that's a good thing for me. But I see you guys. You guys got better things to do than 37 degrees. Wow, what is the temperature? Let me see. Temperature in Chesterfield, South Carolina. Hell, it's 53 degrees here. Yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful day. But getting back to the inauguration, guys.
Please, President-elect.
Oh, you live in Concord. Oh, then you stay out there by my uncle, honey.
Holding off riders.
You do. Sunshine Cooper premiere. Tickle tickle no moi moi no T sub old Bella Kelly. What that means? With a laugh. Y'all can check them out. I'm just when the notification, I like to put stuff out there. Guys, I'm gonna put this on mute. I love you. Show some love, and I'll come back and check on you guys about 10 or 15 minutes. But I gotta watch this. You guys okay? 37 degrees. DJ Vibes, and I used to live in Concord. Okay. Okay. I guess you guys all right? I'm trying to clean up and watch the inauguration, just doing things I normally do. I got some in the headphones I got to get away. I got to get with Carolyn B in her first set. And I'm just trying to get rid of things, honey. I just don't like a bunch of junk, and I got so much confused. Shit ain't even funny. Because I'm gonna be probably moving back to Virginia within before my birthday. I got to settle my father's estate, so oh my god. So I don't want to, but I got to. And just a chance for Joe Biden also to take in the gravity of this moment. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get back to inauguration and get me a little bite to eat. I don't want to be eating in front of you because I think that's very rude. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but I don't like to eat in front of people because I think that's disrespectful when you run your own chat. But you guys, give me a minute. I'll be back. You got anything from? Like I said, just go ahead and post your links. I put your channels out there. Simply Sweetheart, I gotta look at your playlist. I'm gonna go through your playlist. I'm gonna do that after inauguration on my other computers back there. If anybody else want me to play their playlist, I don't mind. Please just let me know. I'll look at it and I'll knock it, and I'll just send it out. A lot of people, a lot of my friends don't want other people's channel bringing their stuff in. They want, how some people are on YouTube. But if you want me to drop your links, just put a one in the chat. Love you so much.
of different religions, Jewish and Indian. They're wedding. Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff celebrated both of their heritages. And it's very also to see how different this scene is playing out here on the Capitol steps. I was here just 2 weeks ago when that violent mob stormed the Capitol from all sides. And today what we saw was bipartisanship. We saw Democrats and Republicans walk through the same door together. As I saw Joe Biden walk up those steps today, it struck me that it was 48 years to the day when the election was projected for him. 48 years to the day that he won his first Senate race.
Are you guys interested in this? Or you guys rather watch my boring ass?
His long career in public service spanned 8 presidents. He will now become one of them. And history at his side today, Kamala Harris with him becoming the first woman of color to serve as vice president of the United States. I interviewed her several times on the campaign trail, and she often talked about the burden that women of color carry in this country to get people to see them in positions where they have never been seen before. And today, it will be little girls that will look up today and see her as the next vice president of the United States, George.
Thank you, Rachel. One of the other things they're going to see when she is escorted out is she's going to be escorted by Gene Goodman. He's a Capitol Police officer. You might remember seeing the images of him from 2 weeks ago where he was being beaten down by that mob of rioters. Today, he's going to be escorting the future vice president of the United States. I want to bring in Leah Wright Rigor on that. Leah.
Yeah, I think it's a powerful image, and it's a powerful contrast to those images that we saw 2 weeks ago, where we saw Eugene Goodman essentially preventing the overthrow of American democracy. And now we see him escorting, the vice president of the United States, and that's important.
And it's so hard, Leah, to get those images out of our mind, to see these Capitol Police officers overrun. Again, just 2 weeks ago, there's Steve Scalise, the Republican whip in the House right now. The members of Congress starting to fill up the Capitol steps. At this point, John Thune as well, Republican senator. This ceremony will symbolize recovery from those events of 2 weeks ago as well. Terry Moran, now they have to get to work.
They do, and it's the challenges are huge. We talked about the challenge of unifying the country, as we've just seen that Capitol surrounded by a ring of armor and steel, and that is because of the division that he has set out to try to heal. And there's a problem with it because it's about the people that stormed that Capitol aren't really believing in anything that's real. That Donald Trump is still their president. Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted that out today. That is an incredible challenge. That there are two different realities, not a fight over values or policies, but a fight over facts themselves. And that's the first thing.
And that's what makes the inaugural speech such a challenge, such an additional challenge right now. So I want to bring Michael Waldman back in on that. I think it was Ted Sorensen, John Kennedy's celebrated speechwriter, who said the deeper the divisions in the country, the more conciliatory the inaugural address must be. Do you buy that?
I do think that's right, in the sense that an inaugural address can be a time when the hokiest of political sentiments suddenly take on significant meaning, where speaking about the Constitution, as Donald Trump, I should note, did not in his inaugural address, speaking about our democracy, the language that Joe Biden used during the campaign about the soul of America, those things can be kind of corny outside of the context, but they can help begin to forge a path forward when they're spoken by a new president at a time of division.
How does he balance the poetry and the prose today, do you think?
Well, it's a mistake that people make sometimes to think these are just gauzy poetry. Every great inaugural, every significant inaugural has had some part of it that was policy. When Franklin Roosevelt talked about the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, he was talking about the bank panics. And here we've got 400,000 of our fellow Americans dead in the pandemic, and action that he is pledging to take. We have a demand for racial justice and action he is pledging to take. And I think also a need to reaffirm the very basics of our democracy and the power of the vote, which was put to such important display in this election.
And there you see Senator Pat Leahy, senior Democrat. This is the Democratic leadership now coming at Dick Durbin, the number 2 Democrat in the Senate, as well as they make their way for the president. As you see Democratic leader Chuck Schumer there as well. I want to bring in Deborah Roberts. Deborah, I know you've been talking to voters around the country. What do they want to hear from the incumbent president?
Well, George, so many people are going to be hanging on to every word, I think, of Joe Biden's today when he's sworn in, because as you all have been talking about the speech, words will really matter. And we know that words have mattered in a very negative way over the last few weeks. But I think people are going to be really, really listening to hear what Joe Biden is going to say in terms of reaching out to those who didn't vote for him. When he made his acceptance speech many, many weeks ago, back in November, there were people who said, Republican friends of mine, who said they were really, really touched by the way he reached out, by the way he talked about wanting to govern all America, being the president for all of America. And a friend of mine who was a Republican said to me, that's not the man I voted for, but that's the man I think America needs right now. So I think he's got to sort of really make that same kind of effort today, and maybe he will touch some of these people who might be open to trying to give this a chance and see where we go.
Thank you, Deborah. I want to bring in Martha Raddatz on this as well. You wear 2 hats, Martha. You spent a lot of time over the last year speaking with voters across the country during this campaign, particularly Trump voters. You're also our chief global affairs anchor. So talk about both. What do Republicans, Trump supporters need to hear from this new president? What does the world need and expect to hear?
I think those Republicans who will listen to Joe Biden and those Republicans who feel he will be the next president of the United States need to hear some sort of inclusion. They need to be touched in that way, because I think this division in the Republican Party is unlike any other we have ever seen. Donald Trump was such a powerful, almost cult-like figure to so many, those people who voted for him. I've talked to some of the Trump voters who I talked to across the nation. They're not listening today. Others will. Others want to move on. Others want to hear what he has to say. But now they feel like they are on the out, that no one will listen to them. And I think that is such an important message. I look at this Capitol today, and I look at that beautiful arch with the red bunting. That is where those protesters came 2 weeks ago, those rioters who stormed the Capitol. That very same doorway Donald Trump walked out of 4 years ago. It is really a bookend legacy for him. He walked out of that door. Joe Biden will walk out of that door. But this is a new chapter. And in so many ways, you think this inauguration was certainly marred by those events, but it also makes it so much more profound that you can turn the page. It's inspiring what has happened in those 2 weeks. You look at Eugene Goodman, who was walking up there, who steered some of those rioters away from the Senate gallery and quick thinking. You look at those military bands, the ceremony on a total separate for those military bands. But the rest of the world will also see a new chapter. They will see that democracy survive. They will know that Joe Biden will take on a new agenda, and there are people who will agree with that, who will not agree with that. I'm sure North Korea is not too happy that they lost their friend in the White House, but he will have challenges. But the world knows that a page is turning today, George.
Thank you, Martha. Sarah Fagan, you worked for a president who was coming into times nothing like this. The turmoil wasn't nearly as bad, but George W. Bush became president after a disputed election back in 2001. He knew there was great division. There were great protests in the streets. Talk about how you all thought about that address.
Well, we knew that it was an important point for him to bring the country together, and really his best opportunity to bring the country together. It's the speech that most Americans will tune into. I was really struck in getting prepared for today, thinking the parallels. Yes, the divisions are stronger, but many Democrats boycotted the inaugural, like some Republicans are doing today.
Vice President Dan Quayle, go on.
Yeah, the protests were significant. The security was significant. But one big difference, Al Gore, despite having felt extremely cheated, by the Supreme Court, showed up on that podium. And that was a very important moment for the country, and it showed the class that Al Gore displayed that day. And we're not going to see that by the president. We will see it by Mike Pence, which I think the vice president, today is not about politics, but he is helping himself politically a great deal. Short term in the Republican Party, perhaps not, but long term, he's doing the right thing for the country.
Thank you, Sarah. We just saw, as I said, the former Vice President Dan Quayle arrived. The former Republican Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, also arrived earlier, all saying he wanted to support the institutions. You see Senator Susan Collins right there as well. She will have a tough choice along with other Republican senators on whether or not to convict President Trump, as that second impeachment trial is likely to begin within days of this inauguration. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has still not said, and Bruce, let me bring you in on this one. She's going to send over that article of impeachment. The one thing we know is she wants to get through this inaugural address first.
Yeah, look, they're well aware that you have these two monumentous things colliding. Joe Biden trying to get to work, eager to show the nation that he can get to work on his agenda. At the exact same time that Washington and Congress is likely to be consumed with the Senate trial of President Trump. Now, we know Biden and Mitch McConnell have been discussing, how to share the day, essentially, if there's a way so that Biden can get some work on his agenda done, get Congress to consider his nominees, for instance, and then in the afternoons hold the Senate trial. But of course, starting this afternoon, Chuck Schumer will be in charge of the Senate, Democrats taking control of Congress. The question then becomes, when will Nancy Pelosi send over the articles of impeachment? We do expect that could happen as soon as later this week. That then kicks off the Senate trial immediately, essentially. And so Washington is now going to see another thing that we have never seen before in our nation's history, not just the impeachment trial of a former president, but happening at the exact same time as Joe Biden is desperately trying to get this country to move on. It is just remarkable.
And there we see former President Clinton, former Secretary of State and Senator Hillary Clinton, now coming as well. Neither played a huge role in the Biden campaign. Both spoke briefly at the convention. There has to be a bittersweet moment for Secretary Clinton. Of course, she won the popular vote 4 years ago, did not become president. So both bittersweet, bitter, and a reminder of that, David Sweet, some sort of vindication.
You would have to think, George, that she's been very careful with her words, particularly in the last couple of weeks since those deadly riots at the Capitol. But we all remember the scene 4 years ago when she showed up after having won the popular vote, and she witnessed the inauguration of Donald Trump, something we're not seeing from him today for Joe Biden.
And here comes the ruffles and flourishes. Lindsay Davis, Kamala Harris is going to have a great first duty when she is vice president this afternoon. She will swear in those new Democratic senators.
Right, and it's interesting that she'll also be sworn in by Sonia Sotomayor, of course, first Latino on the Supreme Court and a third female to join the Supreme Court. Not all that long ago, George, this moment seemed unimaginable, really, when we're talking about Kamala Harris becoming vice president. And in 1976, Carol Simpson, former ABC News anchor, she interviewed Barbara Jordan, Congresswoman, an ambitious Black female politician in her own right. We'll come back to continue. Okay. And she asked Barbara Jordan at that time, do you think that this country is ready for a Black female vice president? At the time, Jordan quickly said no, she didn't think that this country was ready, but she said, I'm going to help them to get ready. And now, ready or not, here she comes. Kamala, of course, means lotus flower, which is a symbol of significance in Indian culture. And the lotus grows underwater as a flower, though, that rises above the surface, and yet the roots remain deeply embedded in the river bottom.
And now we see George W. and Laura Bush approaching as well. President Obama, President Clinton, President Bush will all accompany Joe Biden to Arlington Cemetery this afternoon, a show of unity. President Carter wanted to be there since his regrets. Of course, he's 96 years old. He and Rosalind could not make it to Washington today. Because that's going to be an important moment to see those three presidents accompany the new president to Arlington Cemetery, saying something important about where our country is right now, the unity that remains beneath the surface of this great division. We also see.
George, that's right. I mean, unity is a big part of the theme today, and seeing those images will be important. And looking at the former presidents, it reminds me that being president is about the future, right? We see President Obama there as he comes in.
President Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama. Probably could not have imagined this moment either. But he worked hard to make it happen. Both he and the First Lady in the final 8 days and weeks of the campaign, going across the country to make sure Joe Biden get elected. Thanks, President Bush. Just as I see him come down, I'm smiling to myself as I remember that his reaction to President Trump's inaugural 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was vintage President Bush 43. And you know, the interesting thing is there's our last Republican president who showed how he handled himself in his post-presidency life. Went back to Dallas, lives at the end of a cul-de-sac in a very normal-looking house, and went to painting and to supporting his presidential center. And I think one of the real challenges now for Donald Trump, given his vast difference in personality to George W. Bush, is what does he do with himself now? And I think it's going to be a challenge for him to decide once again whether he has to make himself the center of everything or whether he wants to become part of that group that is
on that point, George W. Bush barely seen at all in public over the last years, except for his causes, his really specific causes.
And but when that Saturday after the election, when all the races were called, it was President George W. Bush who put out a statement congratulating President-elect Biden and calling President-elect Biden to congratulate him. What he understands is the role of the statesman.
And he put out that statement after the siege of the Capitol as well. President Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama. Barack Obama chose Joe Biden as his vice president. He trusted Joe Biden as his vice president. He writes about being irritated at times by Joe Biden as vice president, but in the end, they became brothers.
They are indeed brothers to this day, George. And David mentioned earlier that Joe Biden had initially said he didn't want to be vice president to Barack Obama. Ultimately, it was his mother who said, "Come on, basically, what are you doing?" But yeah, and in Joe Biden's memoirs, he said that he felt often that Obama, I'm paraphrasing here, was too heady, that he thought about things so much that he was deliberate to a fault. And others in the Obama circle have said that, Joe Biden has a tendency to be long-winded, he likes to talk, and that he can also kind of go into left field. And when President Obama was deliberate talking about line A, Joe Biden would come in and say, "Hey, but Mr. President, what about C?" and sort of veer these conversations off course. And frankly, Joe Biden felt like he wasn't. I'm gonna let you go, George.
Oh yeah, there you see the Chief Justice of the United States, John Roberts, Sonia Sotomayor, Justice Sonia Sotomayor as well. Chief Justice, of course, will be administering the oath to Joe Biden. Back when Barack Obama was inaugurated, they got the oath wrong. They had to redo it the next day. I'm sure he will not make that mistake again. He carries the card with him all the time at this point. Robin, you saw the relationship between Joe Biden and Barack Obama up close as White House Chief of Staff. Tell us a little more about it.
I described it as a head and a heart. I mean, it was just touched on. President Obama was meticulous to a point. You could tell, he was very cerebral and very intellectual. And Joe Biden was a candidate was a person also by hand touch and by in that effort. And he was so emotional about things, and it tells a little story about his own life. So I always refer to the relationship as one of head and one of heart. On the other hand, it was a perfect team. And it was complete in that sense. And it was like everything else. I will say, a lot of times presidencies and vice presidencies have some competition. That's just, to be honest, as a vice president starts to look on, you're talking about change and you want somebody who's loyal to you. I do think in this sense that they had a great friendship that ended with a great friendship.
There you see Colonella Emhoff, of course, they're the children of Doug Emhoff, now the second gentleman of the United States, husband of Kamala Harris. John, Carl, talk more about that relationship as well. You saw it, you covered both White Houses.
Absolutely. One thing I thought watching George W. Bush walk down, followed by watching Barack Obama walk down, when Obama had to hand off the reins to Donald Trump, what he told his staff is that he wanted to follow.
Look, my goddamn President Obama. His sexy ass.
George W. Bush did everything he could to make a smooth transition for Barack Obama, gracious, and that's exactly what, even under those extraordinary circumstances following the 2016 election, handing off power to somebody who denied that he was even an American citizen and a legitimate president. Even so, Barack Obama opened up his White House to the new Trump team and told his top advisors that we're going to follow the Bush model. We are going to have a smooth transition.
There you see the Biden children, Hunter and Ashley Biden, are coming as well. Of course, Hunter was at the center of this campaign, under fire during the first impeachment trial of President Trump as he tried to make an issue of Hunter Biden's business dealings in Ukraine. Joe Biden, Cecilia Vega never walked away from the son he loved.
Oh, it's so much a part of who he is, and it's not lost that Joe Biden, Beau Biden was 46 when he died, and Joe Biden will be sworn in as the 46th president of the United States, and it's still the one topic that brings him to tears, and he really gets emotional about it, and he's told people leading up to today that he believes that it could have been his son taking this oath of office today. And also, George, just quickly, I was struck by seeing Doug Emhoff's children walking. They call Kamala Harris Mamala. These are her children. This is their family. That when they were introduced to her for the first time, she was wearing her chucks. That this is, that they talk about her as being just the mom, the woman, the woman in chucks that they know. And yet they're still kind of weirded out by seeing their dad on television, on CNN, doing interviews. And of course, he is a lawyer and will be entering Georgetown Law School to teach there when they make the move here today to Washington.
Lindsay Davis, they met on a blind date. She Googled him beforehand. But I love the anecdote I was reading just a couple days ago. His first wife went to dinner with the two of them and said, "You made him a better man."
And she says they have a great relationship. And her friend, by the way, had told her, don't Google him before that blind date. I did want to just point out the fashion because we saw, obviously, Hillary Clinton coming out in her purple pantsuit. Kamala Harris opting not to follow that fashion trend today. She is wearing a dress designed by Christopher John Rogers and Sergio Hudson. Christopher is a young black designer from Baton Rouge, currently lives in New York City. Sergio is a black designer from South Carolina. And Joe Biden wearing perhaps the most iconic American designer, Ralph Lauren, who had also dressed Hillary Clinton and Melania Trump in 2017. Also the second gentleman wearing a Ralph Lauren suit as well. And Dr. Joe Biden is wearing a blue wool tweed coat and dressed by emerging designer Alexandra O'Neill of Marcarian, and very intentionally hand embellished by crystals and pearls to subtly reflect the white. I imagine that is meant both literally and figuratively.
He was talking about that yesterday. And there, of course, you see the current Vice President of the United States for another hour or so, Mike Pence and his wife, Karen Pence. John Carl, I think there was never any question, really, whether Mike Pence would show up today. Deep down, he is an institutionalist as well.
No question at all. He was going to be at this inauguration no matter what. He was a Trump loyalist, but he is an institutionalist. He took this role as vice president seriously, and part of the way he saw it was loyalty to the president, but more importantly, loyalty to the Constitution and loyalty to the traditions, American political traditions, and that's why he's here.
Mary Alice Parks, pick up on this as well. We were talking about where he fits in the Republican Party going forward, if at all, how the Republican Party moves beyond Trump.
We were talking about seeing Senator Ted Cruz, and I don't think that Democrats view this impeachment as the only moment of possible repercussions for what happened with that riot. I think that they are dealing with the impeachment, but they have talked a lot about whether there should be serious repercussions for some of those senators that were engaged in perpetuating bogus claims about the election. And George Bush, too, in his statement about the insurrection, he said he was deeply disappointed with political leaders who were, again, just questioning a valid and fair election. So I think that this idea of consequences or of accountability does not stop with the outgoing president, but we're going to see a continued conversation about the future of some of those Republicans who want to continue to have a seat at the table in Congress.
You have people like Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz, former United States Supreme Court clerks, people who know the law and know the Constitution, who knowingly lied to angry and desperate people who had voted for the president, and they knowingly lied to them. That's what they did. They knew there was no way for Mike Pence to do anything on January 6th, and there needs to be acknowledged that that happened for two reasons. Because they were pursuing their own ambition, and they weren't doing a thing to try to help Donald Trump because they knew they couldn't.
You also had a solid majority of the House Republican caucus vote that way as well. The ceremony, boy, it's just hard as you look at it right now and you see all those masks. I'm going to bring Jen Ashton back on this. What a sign of the times.
Absolutely, George. We have to remember it was just about 9 months ago that we heard the CDC do an about face and say that they're recommending face coverings for all lay people. We've never seen that before, and to see it now in the setting of unprecedented deaths and an out-of-control pandemic and an inauguration is just really historic.
You see double masks there at times as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see that recommendation as well with possibly an N95 on the inner layer and another outer layer. Some aerosol scientists saying that it does offer more protection.
And now,
ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the United States, the Honorable Michael R. Pence and Mrs. Karen Pence.
Vice President Pence making his way out. You hear that applause there. He was leading office as governor of Indiana when Donald Trump chose to be vice president, resurrected his career at that time, paid him back with loyalty over 4 years, some would say to a fault, but a final break at the end. Mary Bruce, we're talking about signs of the times, not only masks on the faces of all those people on the steps today, many members of Congress wearing body armor.
George, just astounding and certainly a sign of the time. Some Democratic members are, we've learned, wearing body armor out here today underneath their coats. In fact, our reporter Ben Siegel spotted some Democrats greeting each other by sort of tapping on their chest, sort of a subtle acknowledgement that they are prepared. Because, of course, it was just 2 weeks ago. It's not just that they witnessed, this horrific violence. They were victims of it. So many who are here today to mark this transfer of power were themselves whisked away off of the Senate or House floor to a secure location. And so many members of Congress, like the rest of the country, are still reeling from this, but in a very personal way. And I have to say, on a very different note, it is just remarkable here. It's always one of my sort of favorite parts of an inauguration is just to watch former presidents and congressional leaders pal around. I have to say, President Bush, as he often does at these things, appears to be having a pretty good time. It's just fun to be able to see all of them interact. The children, the grandchildren. We saw Joe Biden's granddaughters there. He is so incredibly close with them. They talk all day pretty much in one never-ending constant conversation. There they are, along with the youngest Biden there, Hunter Biden's baby son. But it is just such a split screen to think that you have, so many coming together to mark really this next chapter at the same time that so many are still coming to terms and grappling with what we saw here just 2 weeks ago.
That's right, man. I want to bring it Pierre Thomas for more on that because Pierre, every single day that goes by, we learn how much more horrifying it was inside that Capitol, inside those chambers. Members of Congress could have lost their lives.
Indeed, George. Law enforcement officials saying that members of Congress could have been kidnapped. Some of them could have been killed. I've been on the phone with sources all morning. They're talking about that every stop has been pulled. They are not taking any chances. I'm not surprised that members of Congress are wearing body armor. And George, a couple of the law enforcement officials I spoke to, including those officers who were in the melee, talked about how while there was a major security breach, they are saying that they believe they fought to save democracy. That they fought to save democracy. They have no doubt that the people that stormed that Capitol were coming in to take hostages and possibly kill people. And one of the officers talked about how many of the people in the crowd were trying to turn them against members of Congress, trying to get them to help them arrest members of Congress. Just extraordinary. But they're watching with a lot of pride today, George, because they believe that they helped keep the unimaginable from happening.
Right. This was not just spontaneous combustion. There were a lot of elements of pre-planning here. Yeah.
Indeed, George, we are getting information that some of those charged had talked about coming to D.C. days earlier before the January 6th certification of Biden's election to do, quote, hunting. Law enforcement officials put out a statement to the court document yesterday that members of these groups were communicating during the actual attack, communicating through Facebook messaging, talking about trapping members of Congress. Just extraordinary. And my sources are saying that the more we learn about this and how...
Hi, guys. Is there anybody in the chat? Is it? I'm just giving myself a facial, guys. I'll be back.
One of the officers talked about how they were in a hall full of basically smoke and tear gas, and that the crowd was coming down the hall, and there were about 15 officers who fought back over 100 people. And he said at that point he was dragged out the door, and he was stripped of his badge. He was stripped of his ammunition, and they were yelling, "Kill him with his own gun." Incredible.
That's Rodriguez right there, I believe. What was... Yeah, right. Jennifer Lopez, of course, is going to be singing here at the inaugural. Martha Raddatz, I assume, I hope at least, the 25,000 National Guard troops are going to turn defending against any attack today. But again, when you're talking about signs of the times, one of the chilling ones, all those National Guard troops had to be screened for an insider threat.
They were all vetted, and in fact, George, some of them have been kicked out. 2 members, they said, because of extremist statements that were found, and about a dozen others because of criminal background or criminal activity not related to extremism. But that has been a problem in the military over the years. They have fought to get white supremacists out and extremists out. I know they're going to double down on that going forward. But 25,000 National Guard members, again, these are citizen soldiers. This is not their full-time job. They can be nurses, they can be hairdressers, they can be anything, and they were all called to duty. I think you just saw Eugene Goodman going by there. They were all called to duty after January 6th. There was a very mild presence of National Guard on January 6th. They didn't want them to be in tactical gear. The mayor of D.C. did not want that look. But now they've got 25,000. And I'll tell you also, George, there are all these ceremonial military there. It's wonderful to look at those bands. There will be many more ceremonies as the day goes on. But there are seen and unseen military officers ready to respond to any kind of threat today.
And there we see Kamala Harris still getting off, making their way down the Capitol steps. Byron, you said this means an awful lot. People like your daughters who look like her. You're just absolutely right. And there is the power of possibility when you see someone who looks like you. Black or white, we as a nation celebrate first. You see, there's progress, not a problem. Certainly some in the shells of America fear diversity. But this day, these images, George, remind us this time, fear did not win. Kamala Harris will make history just about an hour from now. As we see Pete Buttigieg to be becoming Secretary of Transportation, along with his cousin Jason. Two vice presidents talking there, Dan Quayle and Mike Pence, greeted now by Bill Clinton.
Accompanying the Vice President-elect, the Chief of Inaugural Ceremonies, Maria Miller-Lohmeyer, the Acting Deputy House Sergeant-at-Arms, Kevin Grubbs, and the Acting Deputy Senate Sergeant-at-Arms, United States Capitol Police Officer Private First Class Eugene O. Goodman.